Hello, everybody. Welcome back to DND404. I am your DM, Tony, and joining with me today are the spine-chilling, skin-crawling listeners beware, because you're in for a scare. Goosebumps books on my shelf, starting with the diary.
What's going on, guys? Armos checking in. And I would say the Goosebumps book that I remember reading was The Haunted Mask. It's a
Good
pretty
one. Classic.
Yeah, as soon as you see when I think Goosebumps, that's the first one that comes in my head. But
I picked the iconic one.
Yep.
We're writing it off the board.
Yep. There's that one, and there's one other that if it doesn't get said, I'm going to say is a...
It might be mine.
Runner-up. All right, Dan, what do you got?
Hello, everybody. My name is Dan. I play Minnis PebbleWalker, your tiny little swarm keeper ranger. And for me, not only is it my favorite Goosebumps book from when I was a kid, but also my favorite episode of the show. It has to be Welcome to Horrorland.
It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one.
But not the one Jared was thinking of?
Nope,
Wow.
not yet.
What about you, Alec?
Yeah, my name is Alec. I play Drell of the Ashborn, and honestly, never read a Goosebumps book in my life. So
Damn.
I have 0 Goosebumps books on my shelf. It is what it is.
Not a single one?
Not a single one.
What about an episode?
Don't even, is it a show? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, wow.
Pick one off of the top 100 lists at random.
Right.
I Googled it. I was like, there's so many. I'm not even going to pick one. I don't want to
I'll give you one that I liked.
Well, yeah,
It was a
what about
choose
you,
your own
Tony?
adventure book. Okay. Mine, my favorite was Monster Blood. Good one. I love oozes and stuff like that. I was really into the Blob movie back then, so I really loved that book. But Beware of the Purple Peanut Butter was also a good choose your own adventure Goosebumps book that you could use, Alec. Have you ever done a choose your own adventure book?
Nope.
It's Reader Beware, you choose your scare. That was the tagline for those.
All right. Alec's going to go read every Goosebumps book and make a tier list.
Yep.
So.
There you go.
I want a book report.
Right. My runner-up was The Night of the Living Dummy.
Oh, wow.
When I think Goosebumps, I don't know that...
That's definitely high. I was thinking Say Cheese and Die.
Yo, I read Animorphs. Does that count?
Yeah, it does.
We're doing Animorphs next. We got to do that one.
All right.
Dude, Animorphs is
Love
brutal.
Animorphs.
So brutal. All right. Now you know the deal. Before we do the recap, we got to do the rundown. And today's rundown is brought to you by Dan.
Me. And first things first, got to give a big shout out to Bjorn in the Discord for suggesting that 3 of. And I'm running down the Instagram today. That's right. Just posted 2 new photos on there recently last week. And we're going to be posting some more videos coming soon. So make sure you go over there and check it out. There might be in the next month a really cool video popping up that you're not going to want to miss on our Instagram and our TikTok. On TikTok, we're DND Pod, or just type DND404. On Instagram, we're DND Pod 404, or just type DND404. We'll pop up. Tony also has a meme channel, DND404 memes, if you just want some meme content. So go check those out. You're in for a good, silly little time, watching silly little videos. A good guffaw. And that's about it. Go head over there.
Yep, we're going to go on a roll. Woo! Damn it. I thought I was going to make it in. That was so close.
I want just like the most posh dunk you can think of.
Posh?
Posh. Oh,
okay. Now you know the deal. We're going to go ahead and roll for the recap where I roll a foam D4 where I am number 1, 2 is Alec, 3 is Dan, 4 is J-Man.
Screw the haters. Tony can get it right without our help. He's gotten good at it.
So you want the most posh? Dunk, right?
Yeah.
Gentleman's dispute.
A gentleman's dunk.
What?
And then just like poke it down.
It's kind of a layup. But
there you go.
not me.
Who that?
I know that.
Is it me?
It's a 3.
3 is me. I came prepared, everybody.
Oh, the fuck
No, I didn't. Last
Got
time.
warmed up last night.
Oh, no.
last time on D&D 404, we were perusing books after slaying a Hydra baby. That's right. In the egg. Didn't want that thing coming back. As we went through the library, Drell was putting on some armor and looking through books himself, as Armos was looking through some big magical tome, looking at history, looking at biology. We finally got together and went over to this weird crystal door, And once we got that open, after Drell tried beating it down and getting shocked by some blood shard magic, Minnis just used the key. We went up to meet a mind flayer, which was one of the apostles, one of the prophets, that's the word, one of the prophets that we have seen before, but now we were fighting it. Drell just mollywopped this guy, like almost no contest, and we went to get some blood, well, Drell went to get some blood shard liquid health potion to heal, I think, and hopefully nothing bad happens after that. Bard, play that intro.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the world of Humbrea, featuring 3 first-time adventurers and 1 very patient DM. This is DND404. Fellas, boyos, welcome to session 136?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
right? Okay, yeah. Welcome to session 136, where we pick up in the Prophet's crumbling lair after Drell had just drank in this weird concoction of a potion dripping from a demon's skull, restoring 145 health points that was meant to be shared among the 3 of you. And you unanimously agreed to give it all to Drell. That is where we're gonna pick up the session. The room you're in, albeit still a tower, feels like you're in a pocket space-like realm. The black obsidian floor with radiant orange and blue hues are crumbling beneath you as the staircase had opened, and you heard a large ka-chunk as if another doorway was opening below from the room you were in, down in the chapel. You cannot take a rest here as the room is slowly destroying itself, essentially forcing the 3 of you out. Is there anything the 3 of you would like to do in this room before moving on?
I scream as I dive and roll down into the stairwell.
Newly refreshed Drell,
I mean,
feeding off the blood of Balloon
newly
demons.
refreshed is a strong way to put what I'm at right now. But yeah, I don't have anything specific. So yeah, I think Drell's ready to go. I think we should get out of here.
So we head back downstairs.
So there's nothing, I mean, at least from my experience, past few episodes, spending some time in this area, I don't think there's anything else over here because there's that platform outside, and then there's the little closet, and then the fireplace, and then the path back to you guys.
There was that room that smelled like death.
The room that smelled like death
yeah.
is the door that had opened. The door opens. You could see that there is a blue marble staircase spiraling down with a trail of blood, dried blood, that looks like as if something was being dragged across every single step on the way down. As the 3 of you examine that door and look as it slowly creaks open to your presence, you hear stones moving behind you as the sound of 2 large cobblestones grinding on the floor as they slide in place. You look behind you to the northwest part of this church where the giant toad statue was. The same toad statue that Armos had realized is Ritz Gulak. And that toad statue begins to open. And inside is this red orb that seems to float in place.
This is the one I put graffitied, right?
Yes, this is the graffiti statue you did last session.
Maybe we leave floating orbs float. Armos, get out here.
Hang on. Look, just inching closer. You just gotta take a look.
And it looks like the same makeup of a bloodshard gem, but it's perfectly spherical. It's opaque in the center, but the outer rim is translucent. You can see through the edges, and it begins to get deeper in color as you concentrate on its center. You do not get the sense of evil, but rather the sense of knowledge from it. You feel that this is a key of some kind.
Okay. And can I give it a touch?
You go to reach out for it. It looks a lot bigger from your perspective, but as you reach for it, you realize that the orb gets smaller and smaller. The perspective changes the closer you get to it. Minnis and Drell, looks like he's about to pick up a boulder, but Armos, you realize you're about to pick up something the size of a ball, like a baseball, as it fits in your hand, but it doesn't touch your skin. In matter of fact, it floats in your palm. And the more you try to squeeze it, your hand just like can't get to where you can actually touch it, where the orb meets the flesh. But you feel like you're holding it, and you move it around, and you try to manipulate it, put it in your bag, and you notice that it fits nicely in your bag, but it doesn't touch anything else in your bag. It just has that couple centimeters off, as if it's pushing everything away from it.
It's like those magnets.
It feels like a fushigi.
I was trying to make a reference that people understood. And then
I don't know.
With that
I don't know what that is.
Reginald's like, it's like a fushigi.
Oh, okay.
Almost does cool hand moves around them. So you don't feel evil or hurt, or it's fine? You're good?
I toss it up in the air and it try to catch it.
You feel like it comes right back to you.
There we go. I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's your job. You keep track of that.
Yeah, you hold on to that.
Okay, good. Because I wasn't going to give it to you, as I say it under my breath, as we walk towards those
All right.
blue stairs covered in blood on every step.
Yeah, I don't know where else to go, so I think we might want to check this out.
Well, we got this way, and I point to the platform that's crazy looking.
No, there's nothing over there.
Okay.
Yep.
Stairs it is.
Stairs it is. Drell will go first. I'll walk down the stairs first.
You begin to descend down the staircase, these bloodied stairs, and it smells real bad.
Ugh.
And just like the other spiral staircases, like every single staircase you've been taking since you've entered this castle, you all begin to descend for a long period of time. And then the walls shift away as if you're going down a vacuum of space. And then the walls begin to build up again. And now the walls that you see here are white ivory stone, as you see that flowers and vines begin to wrap around them. And the flowers themselves is what's giving off this rotting smell, this red scarlet leaf that plumes out, similar to like a dragon plume that you've seen before throughout your adventures. But it's this very spindle-like view where the leaves are sharp, but they're not symmetrical in any way. And it looks like a mix of like a Venus flytrap and a sunflower. And it has this horrific smell coming from them. It smells like blood and death. As you descend down the stairs, you begin to see openings in the staircase. You see the openings between ivory columns. As you descend down this ivory staircase, you find yourself in a walled-off gazebo. The columns around the staircase acting as bars to keep you inside as you continue to descend to the center of this gazebo. The white ivory gazebo is about a 30-foot radius with large columns looking out to a beautiful outer-worldly garden. The space between the columns of the gazebo have this faint magical glow, a barrier in place to keep you in, or something out. You notice that there's two ways you can enter or exit this gazebo. One of them is the way you came. The other is this enclosed stone elven-looking bridge that is beautiful and ornate. If all you have to do is go up a couple of steps that lead to this overarching bridge that looks onto this beautiful, weird garden. Looks like floating through space.
Does it still smell bad?
It does not smell bad anymore. Now you feel like you're in a beautiful garden.
Just weird to anyone else? Smells fine now.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on.
Matter of fact, it smells alluring. Minnis, give me a nature check.
Ooh, can I give one?
Sure.
Hell yeah. I got an 8.
Oh, well, better than mine. I got oh, maybe not. I got a 9.
You look around and you don't notice any of the foliage before you. None of these flowers, plants, trees, and the grass even seems strange. It does not look like a house swimming bridge. You also notice that on the bridge, the red vines from the flowers that did smell like death are going through between the cracks in the floor onto the bridge, leading you across as if it's trying to guide you down a specific path.
Well, again, I don't think there's any way out of here. And I kind of press my hand against a window.
So they're not windows. It's just like space between ivory columns, but you feel this magical field and it faintly glows, trying to keep you in.
I give it a knock. I'm just gonna keep walking forward, guys. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, Drell's kind of just all taken back by it. I think he's kind of following Minnis walking forward, but yet he's completely like about to break his neck by how he's just like staring and like looking at everything as they continue to walk.
The three of you begin to make your way towards this bridge, as it's long and vast, 2 miles long. It's a bit of a long bridge as far as bridges go. And as you begin to walk and look out into the garden that feels like you're on a floating space-like platform, you get towards the center. And in the center, there is a pedestal there, specifically holding up a plaque. On the bridge towards the center, you can see some openings similar to the gazebo where you can look out into the garden with a better view. There's like a platform in the center for those to observe. As you get to the center, you see two things. You see the plaque in front of you, and off to the, let's say, western side of the garden, you see a familiar red elven ornate gate, similar to the one at the Observatory of Birth, the one you tried to look behind to see if you can get behind any of those doors.
See, Armos, look how pleasant this is. We should go through this door when we get back.
Yeah. Armos is still like squinty-eyed and something's going on here, ready to pounce at any moment.
As you look at the plaque, you see this strange Baloon language again, almost. And it's the name of this area, Garden of Victories. You see that you're able to look above you as the bridge has this stained glass again, but it's much clearer. It's stained in design, in the way the glass bends and folds, but you can see the space above you. And you see above you dozens upon dozens of shattered, empty husks of planets, different worlds outside of yours. They look lack of light, they look destroyed and beaten, and you see all these planet and land masses coupled together over the garden, hanging like trophies as they fully encompass the sky above you, as they hang there hollow and empty. They look like the worlds that maybe Drazignol has helped a Christo travel to. Same from the visions that he shared when you suffered some of his psychic attacks. But then way out in the distance, you see this large stone gazebo with a huge tombstone erecting out of the center of it. This one's more of an open themed gazebo, and you see a tiny cloaked figure standing above it. You cannot make out its shape or the species that it's there, but you see it's just focused and looking onto this tombstone on a gazebo surrounded by flowers and water over this beautiful elven looking bridge.
We continue on through this bridge.
Continue to head southward to this other identical ivory stone gazebo as the smell of death begins to fill the air again, as the aroma plagues your nose. And you see that there is another staircase with another plaque leading to its destination. Almost you can read this language, and it says Maddening Dungeon.
Maddening Dungeon?
I don't like that. Armos, where do you think that orb goes to? You said it was a key?
Yeah, I think so.
Or it feels like it?
You know, just guessing here.
It goes to that door, and I point to the red door leading into the garden.
Can I check the door to see if there's any slot, pedestal that is the shape of this key?
Give me a perception check, because the door is a ways off, but it's a massive door.
Yeah.
As if it's made for giants.
Nat 20.
There we go.
You don't see any keyholes or indents in there or slots where this orb could possibly fit in, but it looks and confirmed that it is elven in design.
Yeah, I don't know.
You notice that it also matches like the way the bridge is designed, the way the gazebos are built, the walls that hold this platform up with this garden, all looks like it flows together. And all this was built with intention to look like some type of elven area.
Yeah, I don't know, Minnis. I don't see any spot for it, but we'll keep looking.
I wonder what those purple leaves taste like. I wonder what purple tastes like.
I have no response.
Reginald is having this profound toddler moment about thinking about eating colors.
I just, like, do we want to go into this maddening dungeon? Do you think we have to, or?
I I don't see any. As I look through this entire hallway that we're in, I don't see a way that we can get over there towards the tombstone unless we get through back to where we were.
Couldn't we just go back through the library and back down the tower? It's not like there are a bunch of demons in there, right?
Yeah, a bunch of red Sids in there just trying to kill us.
What? Like him?
Yeah.
Wait, that room's now filled with a bunch of tiny little shard demons. That's what you're saying. I slowly creak and turn around to the maddening dungeon. Sid, you go first.
I guess we're doing it.
I'm kidding. I'll go first. And I start walking into the dungeon.
You begin to descend this dark stone staircase, deeper and deeper as it becomes pitch black. Armos, your dark vision indeed kicks in. Although it is still hard to see, you just see the faint gray outline of the steps beneath your feet, and the staircase becomes tighter and tighter as you're kind of hugging the corkscrew wall as you descend. Drell and Minnis would need to light a torch because it's now becoming advanced darkness as you continue to descend lower and lower.
I've always got my feather going.
Drell is also
your feather is
able to see in the dark, so...
Deception check.
Nat 20. The DM forgets.
Oh, it's almost a nat 20. It's an 8. Oh my god, where are we going? Ow.
Drell, you begin to bump and scrape your head as you feel like this stairway is just getting tighter and tighter.
Okay. Am I growing or is this thing getting smaller? Ow.
Feels fine to me.
Oh. Okay, well.
In the darkness, you feel the wall becoming slimy.
Okay. Minnis, put your hand on the wall.
Huh? Touch the wall.
You guys feel that?
Ugh.
You touch the wall, and as you go and touch like the slime of it, after like a little bit of pressure, your hand sinks in a couple of centimeters as you hear a squish, a gush, and you feel the slithering of something. You focus in, and you realize that there's all these tiny worms covering the walls, which is making it complete black. As you see that they begin to crawl into your fur, Minnis, as they're trying to get onto you. Everybody roll me a Constitution saving throw as you feel these worms crawl up around you.
Not great at these.
17.
Wow, 21.
I just rolled a nat 20, and now I rolled a nat 1. Wow, really living on both sides of the dice right now.
As you begin to run down the stairs, wiping it, Minnis, you're barely keeping this out of your fur. As a matter of fact, you're finding like a little worm, and it's like trying to crawl up your arm.
I shake like a dog.
You see that like it's Drell. You see it's trying to get under your fingernails, trying to get inside the crooks of your plate armor. Armos, you see that Reginald's like freaking out, like, ew, gross. And you feel the slithering as a worm goes inside your ear.
What?
Ugh.
Just
And it feels like you have water in your ear.
And for me?
For you.
Or was that Drell? Oh.
For you,
God.
with your natural one.
No. That's honestly like my worst fear. I hate fucking...
And as you're like bouncing and all these worms are like coming down, like being knocked around, as you begin to descend, Ron's like, oh, still, let me try to get it out. Let me try to get it out for you. He's like pawing your ear. He's like irritating it.
I mean, this is running forward, trying to get away.
As you make it down to the bottom of this black and gray stone staircase.
Yeah, I tumble and roll to the bottom of the steps, escaping all that sludge and worms. And then I'm like, I get up and I shake and get a bunch off and like, yeah, and hit him with my rapiers. Just like stab a bunch of them. Oh, that's so gross.
As you reach the bottom, Minnis, you tumble and fall, and the floor is made of cobblestone, but in between all the creases, like where the grout would be, is this heavy caked mud, clay, and dried blood. There's just filling the cracks of the floor as you are now inside the Maddening dungeon. You begin to hear the jostle of chains. You hear the sounds of blades scraping, thuds in the pitch blackness that just beyond where your lights fades. And you hear the sounds of voices. Armos, you hear like nails, you feel the nails on a chalkboard against like inside your head as you feel this worm like crawling around trying to dig deeper as it's trying to get like through your earwax into your skull.
Everybody good? How you guys doing?
I am so uncomfortable. Hang on. I'm going to have a spell for this.
Well, you didn't get any worms in bad places?
No, get off of me. And Drell's still hitting him away, but he's like, oh my god, no.
All right, you keep doing that. I'm going to help Armos. You seem fine.
Yeah.
Help me.
Oh, never mind, Armos. I'll be right back as I help him.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Go help Armos.
I slash them off of Drell's like pants and then go help Armos.
Yeah, I can't find the spell I want. I just try to get it out as best I can.
Hold still. Let me
All
look
right,
in your
get
ear.
it.
Can I cast locate creature and maybe give myself advantage on like a medicine check? I don't know what this will be to try and like use some tools. Like maybe I can use my thief tool to try and like snatch it and pull it out.
Okay. What does that spell do? Is it broad? Does it allow you to just find a creature or?
So it's a once per day,
Okay.
4th level spell. Describe or name a creature that is familiar to you. You sense the direction to the creature's location as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of me. If the creature is moving, you know the direction it's moving. The spell can locate a specific creature known to you or the nearest creature of a specific kind, such as a human or a unicorn, so long as you've seen such a creature up close, which I definitely have, within 30 feet at least once. So I'm trying to use a spell to maybe give myself an advantage on a medicine check or maybe a sleight of hand check with my thieves tools to get it out.
So this also allow you to locate multiple creatures?
It's what I specify. So it has to be the one creature I specify.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I can't be like, I'm locating a bunch of creatures right now. Tell me where all the creatures are.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So you go ahead and cast a spell and you sense the worm inside of Armos's body. Right now it's inside his head. It's like on the outside of his skull. And it's moving rather quickly for a tiny creature inside the body. Armos, you feel it moving.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is, because it went into his ear cavity, I'm trying to wait for a moment where it like passes the ear cavity again to like snag it with my thieves tools, like you would with a block.
I'm going to allow you to make a medicine check here at disadvantage, only because even if you're like looking in his ear, right? The thieves tools is still like larger than like, the tools you're using aren't meant for the job is what I'm trying to say. So you're at like a severe disadvantage here because you're shoving a pick into his ear, which could really badly hurt Armos. And you're trying to stab the worm as it comes by. The DC is going to be on the higher side because with the tools you have, I understand what you're trying to do. I just don't think it's possible.
All right. I got an idea. I see Minnis fumbling with, and he gets some tweezers out and starts going to my ear. I'm like, wait, never mind.
What?
I give up. I'm gonna just.
You can stab it.
Yeah.
Just.
So I'm gonna do Shadows of Moil, which means whenever creature's within 10 feet of me, it takes 2d8 necrotic damage.
Oh,
Within 10 feet of you.
and it is definitely in that range.
Almost, you cast Shadow of Moil because you become heavily obscured. You're so obscured.
Drell, step back. He's doing something wild.
Oh god.
Oh, you never know what he's doing.
Don't blow yourself up again, Armos.
You never know what
Get off of me!
You never know his plan. He's just so obscure. And as the worm, as it begins to like reach your brain, begins to shrivel up and die under the immense pressure of darkness and edginess that's inside your body that you are now emanating.
Still, I'm guessing I could still feel it like squishing under my skin.
Yeah, its dead body is still in there for the time being.
All right.
It's burned to a shadowy crisp, but it is gross.
Now that it's dead, back to that. So right now, the hallway that we're in right now, does it still have those worms on the sides of the wall where we put our hand?
As you look around, you do see it's not as compact as it was in the stairway, but you do see the occasional worm slither through the floor and on the wall.
Perfect. I'm gonna Misty Step up the stairs, which should take the worm out of me.
Or away from the stairs?
Or wherever, just anywhere, because if I teleport, it doesn't teleport things that I'm connected to.
Or other creatures.
This would be considered like equipment because it's inside you, but for all intents and purposes, it's dead and burnt to a crisp. I'm not going to make you waste a
I just want
spell
it out
slot.
of me. I will Misty Step and then hits little fucking nastiness falls right where it was.
You teleport 5 feet out to the side.
Cool imagery, Tony.
You teleport 5 feet to the side as you see this burnt crisp of a worm. Beep, beep. Hold still in the air and then fall to the ground, shattering into dust.
And then Armos, in a fit of rage, goes against and uses the rest of his spell to walk right next to the wall as I sear every worm along the wall.
All right, you lead the way, Armos.
I got a minute of this and I'm gonna use it all.
Yeah, let's use it up.
Oh, perfect. I can walk right in the middle of this hallway and just... Are these considered monsters? Because if so, let me just give a calculator.
So what are the three of you doing now that you've handled the worm inside your ear?
Armos is walking down the middle of the hallway and just leading the pack in his obscureness and burning
Yeah, we're stepping like
everything in along his way.
15 feet behind him as
And
he
he's
goes.
power walking at this point because he just wants to get the most dead worms out of this wretched place.
As you power walk, you are stopped.
Mhm.
You hear bodies rot with every step that you take. You hear the crushing and gooey warbles of worms echoing through the halls. You hear the faint scream and you hear a demon scowl. It feels like there is no silence within these dungeons. You hear all these very visceral effects of creatures being tortured. And as you take a couple of steps down this long hallway from the stairwell that you just came from, you see at the end of the hallway this fat, grotesque, pure white, leaking of red ooze, dripping worms as it's holding a very lifelike staff with a very flat face with multiple jowls for a neck. And it whispers to you inside your minds. And you hear the dissonant voice also come down like an echo as it reverberates along the dungeon walls.
The flesh is your puzzle, and your mind a locked vault. But I have keys. I have blades.
And you are staring at this grotesque looking star spawn crystalline fiend wearing green robes, leaking worms. You know this. Chal Gilthron, the prophet of Coltship.
Drell, did you catch any of that?
Honestly, it's like he had peanut butter in his mouth. I didn't really understand
That's
what he was saying.
exactly what I was thinking. It's kind of hard to hear.
Yeah.
Armos, you're closer. Did you hear that?
Nope, didn't hear it.
I am Drell. This is Minnis
Minnis,
and Armos.
we're here to slay you.
Zoltan. And I do the Z with my hands.
As you hear it breathe heavily.
Armos, run over there. Give him the business.
Okay. I start as a light pace and then slowly start running as quickly as I can.
Roll initiative.
Hey, 18.
13.
Nat 20, 24.
Whoa, 24.
Spicy.
Starting at the top of the round, initiative 24. As Armos begins to go into a full dash, you see he immediately reacts. It looks like he's much quicker than how he looks, despite his flabbering fat and dripping worm-like body. As he begins to make a move, he hasn't moved yet because it's not his initiative, but you see that he's about to make a run for it. What are you doing?
I'm gonna just sling bullets at him for now. 2 sling bullets coming in hot. That's going to be a 24 and a 25.
Hits. How much damage he's doing?
Looks like we're doing 13 points of force damage.
13 points of force damage. As you see that first sling hits, and you see as he begins to roll backwards, hovering in a spot, it goes as he bends inside of himself as a splat of worms fall onto the floor, and he teleports.
Drell, he went into the wall.
Oh god, not the wall.
As my
Other two.
second one does.
So only the first one hit as the other
12
shots.
points
were
of force
missed.
damage to the wall.
Yes.
I know.
I didn't know where you're going with that. Sorry.
Let a man speak.
The wall goes, ow.
Ow.
You see a
Worms right out. Ow.
you see a burst of worms as your slingshots hit the wall.
Yeah, he is dumb. Well, you know what to do, Sid. And I do some Naruto hand signals and I vanish with a bonus action.
As we move to initiative 21, as you hear the fat jowls jiggle within the maddening halls.
So gross.
As you hear the laughing fade into the distance, and you hear the thumps of him running. We move to initiative 18, Armos.
So I just move 30 feet in that direction. I don't see him. I still have my sphere on, I'm assuming. And it's only a minute. Has it been a
It
minute?
has not. With the amount of time that's passed when you were walking and dealing with your debacle of the worm, you have 4 rounds left of it.
So I am going to take Minnis' advice and go invisible. So I'm obscured and invisible.
I can't see anything, but this particular area is harder to see than this particular area.
Yeah, that's all I got. Where are you?
As we move to initiative 13, Drell.
Oof. Okay. I guess I'm just trying to bring up the rear. So I'm going to I'll probably just take a dash action and just dash 60 feet to catch up with the guys.
As you continue down the hall, taking that dash action, you do see that the hall begins to turn as it bends right.
Okay, so I will pull out a torch, and then in the meantime, I would also like to switch the +3 of my axe from hit and damage to my AC.
Sure. Making you a 26 to hit.
That is correct.
And as we move to initiative 10, you hear large tremors coming from the halls as you hear the screams of people in terrible pain, the jostle of chains, and it sounds like the earth is shaking around you, or the stone is shaking around you. As we go back to initiative 24 minutes.
I mean, we're just gonna dash. I get 35 feet forward between Drell and Armos, and then I reach the corner at the end of the hall as I look south.
As you turn right, looking southward down this hall, you see the prophet, Child of Thron, run westward down another hallway. That hallway you're looking down splits into 2 paths. Westward and southward is this long staircase covered in blood that descends south.
Guys, he went this way. Down to the right. I guess I'll use a bonus action to hide. I'll make a stealth check to hide.
Sure. Make me a stealth check to hide. Aren't you invisible?
Reroll once, not anymore. 22. Stealth check, and I end my turn at the end of the corner. Like, guys, come on. Gotta hurry.
Does your light from your feather go away when you're invisible?
I cover it.
Okay, I wasn't using that or anything, miss.
As we move to initiative 21, as you hear Child Yuthron speak to you again, as his voice echoes through the hall from all directions.
I'll carve your souls into something beautiful.
And that's going to be its turn as we move to initiative 18 almost.
Well, I feel like dash action has to happen here, so I'm gonna hit the corner right where Minnis is, and then take an extra 30 more feet. Still, now I have 2 more turns with my shadow thing, killing every dang worm on the wall, running straight down the middle of each
A
part
path
of it.
of dark and shriveled worms.
It's like, you know, when it rains in the pavements and there's worms out on the pavement and they're just like looking for refuge.
And as you burn up these worms, you go to Drell.
Okay, so I'm just dashing with them, be like, and I pass Minnis and I just say, Minnis, hurry up.
As you dash 60 feet southward down the hall, you also see the same 2 paths. The path where Child Yuthron had ran, and then southward is this long, bloody, soaking wet staircase.
Oh my God.
Heading southward. As you move to initiative 10, as you hear rumbles in the background, as if the lair itself is shaking, and you hear the screams of people screaming as blades are being sharpened against stone in the distance. As you go back to initiative 24 minutes.
I am still dashing, so I went 35 feet forward, past Drell and Armos. Doing my best, Drell! As I continue on.
Oh my God, he's so fast.
And now I'm dashing, and I have made it 20 feet, and I immediately saw something pretty scary.
You get to the corner of this path where it heads westward, where Child Yuthron had ran down, and this bloody staircase, and you see a massive flesh worm with rows of teeth salivating as it's encompassing the entire tunnel as it's lunging towards you. Make me a dexterity saving throw as it charges in rapid speed.
Just has reactions that I don't enjoy. Oh, get in there. 24.
You pass as you are immediately knocked south onto the bloody staircase as the worm barrels towards the other end of the wall, crashing into it, shaking. Armos and Drell, you see this massive flesh worm, one that was incredibly larger. This thing is considered huge in this hallway, and it's taking up the whole space, and it's facing Minnis. Minnis, you are now on this bloody staircase. This is considered difficult terrain, which may not affect you.
Not for me.
Not for you.
Yeah, you guys see Minnis turn the corner, then immediately come back out of the corner. Guys, look out! He dives south.
Oh my God.
Minnis, while you're on this soaking wet bloody staircase, if you make an acrobatics check of a 16 or higher on your next movement, you can double your movement for free as you slide down the blood on this long, narrowing, bloody
Acrobatics?
staircase. On your turn, on your next turn.
Nah. Well, I'm still moving though.
Oh, sure. I didn't realize you had movement left over. Absolutely.
So I passed that, so I get to double my last 15 feet
Yes,
of movement.
you
It's not much.
slide 30 feet, and you have this momentum going. You are now considered moving, so you have to move next turn, or you have to make an acrobatics check to stop yourself in place.
Guys, I'll see you on the other side.
Going to initiative 21.
You have met one of many.
As this worm is now facing Minnis. As you move to initiative 18, Armos, as you see the back of this long worm going down the hallway, turning.
Is
Yeah,
it
wide.
Yeah, it's
Is
time
it-
giving the length.
is it which way is it facing?
It's facing southward. You're like facing its back. It looks like it's gonna continue southward, chasing after Minnis.
I look back at Drell. I got this. Just keep up. And I sprint straight towards it with my, what is it called? Shadow
Moil. Does it need to do any?
with my shadow.
Okay.
Shadow my Moil is still active, so I walk up to it, and the moment it does damage to him, which is going to do, hang on, calculator.
Does it need to make any type of saving throw?
Until the spell ends, you have resistance to radiant damage. In addition, whenever a creature is within 10 feet of you and hits you with an attack. Oh, it has to hit me with an attack. Okay.
All those worms suddenly come back alive as they were not attacking you.
Ah, dang it. Wait, I do have something else that I could have done to kill all those worms in
It's
retrospect.
fine. It's
but
time to
whatever.
be cheeky. So it is not attacking you as you approach it.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it before I start moving. All 4 times. So I saw Minnis say run, and then he kind of dove down the south path. I see the worm, and as soon as I see the worm, I'm gonna hit it with some Eldritch Blast. So 25 for my first hit, an 18 for the second one,
Hits and hits.
31, and a 24 for the last one.
Does it get pushed 40 feet?
Yeah.
But its length of the body's still in the tunnel, right? So its head's just
We'll see what
whacking
happens.
around.
Don't even worry. I got something for that. All right, so it does 50 damage on the nose from all 4 blasts. He is then going to get hit back 40 feet straight in a line. Then he also is going to get, it's a new Eldritch Blast cantrip that I have. He's going to lose 10 feet of speed. The creature's speed is reduced by 10 feet for its next turn. And I'm going to hurl it through hell, so it's going to disappear
Oh, thank you.
from existence.
It's like I'm about to get fucking slammed. Add that to the curse counter.
As this worm looks like it's about to devour Minnis as it gets launched 40 feet forward, it gets snapped through a hellish portal as it gets sent through Avernus.
You just hear Minnis screaming, Armos.
And Minnis is sliding down a staircase of blood.
Wait. Oh, I'm good.
It's gone. Hang on, I gotta make sure.
Harrow Through Hell makes it removed until the end of your next turn.
End of my next turn. Okay. I just want to make sure I don't get squashed by this thing. Okay, Drell, we got a small window to get through there. Run.
Okay. And Drell just starts running.
I move 30 feet on my turn. Oh, look who I see down the hallway. You. I point. Is he really there?
That's where he is, yeah.
Minnis, come back this way. We gotta go.
I can't.
In the name of the unfaked, I rend and reveal.
And you see as his arms are now out as he shows his fully grotesque, fat, flabby body. As we move, to initiative 13, Drell.
I'm coming, Armos. And I'm just gonna keep running to try to catch up to Armos. And then as I get to Armos and I'm making that right hand turn to run, the other direction, I'm gonna just yell to Minnis, he's over here, come this way. And I'm just gonna continue past Armos another 20 feet.
As we move to initiative 10, which would be the giant worm that
You almost call it a purple worm.
no. No. Evil large dead worm.
The fleshy worm.
The fleshy worm. But you still hear more tremors in the distance. You hear knives sharpening, and you hear crunches, large bites, and more slithering. And we move to initiative 24 minutes as you are currently sliding down the staircase. If you want to stop, you'll have to make me an acrobatics check.
So if I stop myself,
You're like trying to grab onto the walls or like catch yourself on the stone.
nah, this seems more fun. I'm taking the slide.
So you're gonna instantly move your full movement, and it's gonna be double.
So I get double it and I'm dashing. So double is 70 plus 70 is 140. So I make it 140 feet down this chute.
And it still keeps going, but you see at the end of the tunnel, you still keep going 140 feet, but you see that another 70 feet ahead of you is where the staircase ends, as another path eastward continues on from that bloody staircase.
Yeah, man, this is like slipping and sliding, trying to catch stuff. And he's sliding around like, guys, I'll be back. Just wait for me.
As we move to initiative 21, which is Chog the Thrall. We'll call him Chog for the remainder of this fight. As you see him against the wave of his he goes,
Yes, I let a foolish flesh for me to skin and feed to my worms. I will garner the knowledge from your pain.
and he's going to cast a spell. Drell does a... that one does not hit.
No, it doesn't.
His second attack would be a 19 is going to miss as you see this purple-ish energy, this ball, flings out and whizzes past you and Armos.
Oh, God.
Let me know. I will take you around the bend.
As it begins to run 45 feet westward.
I turn to Armos and I say, "Did you hear anything he's just said?"
No idea.
No idea what he's
I don't know what
saying.
he's doing. Just catch that guy.
Honestly,
don't worry.
But like, what's the point? Why don't we just keep moving? Like, why chase him?
Well, in about just a few seconds, that worm's gonna be back, and I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather deal with him.
Speaking of Armos, your initiative.
Okay, I'm gonna move 30 feet just ahead of Drell, and I'm gonna have to do a dash action, so I'm really far ahead of Drell, and I can just see the outline of Chog. I think that's it, but let me just roll 10d10s real quick.
Damage.
Oh, Sid, at least we got away from that worm, huh?
As you see, like, Sid's arms are up as he's sliding down, as he sits on your shoulder.
It's gonna do 43 damage to it.
43 points
Wow.
of damage as this hellish rift opens up in these tight dungeon halls, and boom, this giant worm appears back snugly as it lands on top of Drell.
Oh,
Drell, you're gonna make me a Constitution saving throw with DC 20.
Okay,
If you pass, you take half.
I can do this.
DC 20.
It's okay. I have plus 11, so I just have to roll 9 or higher. 26.
You pass, and you are going to take half of 72 points of bludgeoning damage as this massive, heavy worm crushes you.
Ow.
You see it's beginning to move and sliding off your body, but yeah, it crushed you upon its return. You are knocked prone and underneath this thing.
Armos, get him off of me.
I told you not to be there.
No, you literally never said anything.
To be fair, the depth perception was a little off almost.
As we move to initiative 13.
I don't want to go out this way.
Drell, because you passed, you'll be able to move yourself out. You can use your movement to slide yourself out from the worm because it is moving in the opposite way. You are just at the back end of this thing.
Good to know. Good to know. Cool. Then what I will do is, I will do exactly that. I will try to wriggle my way out of the backside of this worm and continue running. Get it away from me, Armos.
As you use your movement to get out from beneath the worm and stand up, that is going to be your movement for this turn. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Oh, you keep asking me that, and I feel like I should be doing something. You know what? I might drink a potion. I am going to drink a potion of greater healing. Really drinking all these old. I'm so glad I'm a hoarder and I have so many of these.
As we move to initiative 10, which is the giant worm in the stairway, and it begins to move, and it moves 50 feet down the hall.
Yep, here we go.
Minnis, you look behind you, and you see this worm chomping. As you see this blender of teeth behind you and its tiny eye.
Oh, we don't have to deal with the worm anymore, Sid. As it's tugging on my ear. What? Sid, run!
As we move to initiative 24, Minnis.
Bonus action, clicking my heels. I don't want to deal with that. So I'm already doubled going down here, right?
Yes. Until you reach the end of the staircase.
So 70 doubled to 140 going down here, but I reached the end 80, which brings me back down about 35. And then I have another 70 feet with a dash action.
So you have 70 feet, but you notice that when you reach the end, you see that the hallway that extends westward from you at the end of that staircase is very tight. There's only about 5 feet of room between the two walls, and it is filled with these vines and bone. Just stacking, piling bones.
Nice.
This is difficult terrain. Inside between these two narrowing walls, you know that you'll have difficulty using a certain type of weaponry here, specifically two-handed swords, or anything that might require to slash overhead.
So that is the end of my first movement. And I'm using a dash action to go 70 more feet.
As you begin to run, as you crush the broken bones and this blood-like vine that are wrapping in and out of the dead bodies you're walking over, and you feel, although they are motionless, you feel voices. You hear voices coming from the corpses that you're stepping on, and you feel like the broken skeletal hands are reaching out not to grab you, but for help as you are dashing over these dead bodies. We're gonna move to initiative 21, which is Chug, and he begins to tease and poke at you.
He goes, even your shadow screams in this place.
And he's going to continue to go 40 feet down the hall southward. As the hallway that you're looking down, Drell, looks like there are dungeon cells on either side of this hallway, and it looks like it forks out at the end. As you hear the wet slapping, and then he turns around and he's going to try to hit you with this magical staff again as he begins to shoot these cosmic balls of energy.
Why won't you hit Armos?
Another nat 1. Biscuits.
That's hilarious.
A 23 to miss. Ooh. A 23 to miss. As we move to initiative 18, almost.
Armos, do not run around this corner. Do not run around this corner, Armos.
Armos runs around the corner and sees.
You see Chug at the other end of this forked hallway, and you see peering around the corners of the dungeon cells are these coiled up, not quite as large as the one that was chasing Minnis, but these groups of worms worming as they stare at you with their red eyes and black pupils and their sharp teeth as they all begin to drool and salivate onto the dark crusted floor.
Oh my God, it's so gross, so gross, so gross, so gross.
As soon as I see Chug or whatever his name is, I'm gonna cast a spell.
What are you casting?
Hold monster.
Oh, what monster are you holding? Are you holding one of the 6 worms? Oh, Chuck. Okay.
Yeah. He has to make a wisdom saving throw of a DC 19.
Another nat 1.
This guy. No.
Dude, Tony, you're rolling so bad right now.
There's
Crazy.
No way.
Get shit on.
You see that as it begins to run and like turns away again, you see it stops in place as worms begin to drip off his body like water. As you see that his neck begins to struggle to look at his current situation.
I'm gonna just tell Drell, we gotta get to him. Or else we're just gonna keep running into all this worms. What is this guy in worms?
I mean, yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you.
We got a short window to get to him. Make it count.
We're gonna move to initiative 13, Drell.
So what I would like to do is, oh God, can I reach him?
You can reach him with a dash action.
But you will be running past worms.
Yeah,
Worming.
that's okay.
Worms
I'm gonna
worming.
dash action. Even though Drell sees the 2 worms worming like in the corners,
6.
the 6 worms
6
worming.
massive chunky worms.
I'm just gonna dash action past him, and I'm
It's
gonna
more like maggots.
and I'm gonna get within 5 feet of the other guy.
You are going to take 6 attacks of opportunity as the worms lunge out from the dungeon cells and begin to snap at you with their tail stingers and massive teeth. That is a 27 to hit, a 26 to hit, and a 30 to hit for the first group of 3.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I will reaction Dragon's Tail one of them.
Okay.
So, as long as I don't roll a 1 on this D8, it's a 6. So 32. So I guess it doesn't really matter. I stop one at the thing.
You stop. You block all 3 attacks from the first group of large worms as they begin to sting you and try to bite you as the second group now tries to attack. It's a 24 to miss, 29 to hit, and a 23 to miss. So you're going to take one of these attacks here. There's going to be 22 points of piercing damage as one of them lands this attack on you. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn? A bonus action?
I guess I'll bonus action go into a rage. That kind of pissed me off. So I'm gonna do that. I'm a bonus action go into a rage.
Okay, you get real mad.
I'm pretty PO'd.
As we move to initiative 10, which are the slow moving worms. You see that the first group of 3 begins to come out into the main hallway, blocking Armos' line of sight to you. As the second group comes out behind you, Drell, and the 3 are going to make attacks against you.
I'm in danger.
With a 15 to miss, a 26 to hit, and a 29 to hit.
Okay.
You're going to take a combined total. I'm sorry, you can take 15 points of piercing damage and 19 points of piercing damage.
Halved, right?
They are halved because they are normal. So you see those 3 have attacked you, and the other ones moved out and slowly moving towards Armos. These move incredibly slow, but they do take up the whole hallway. This entire dungeon is very narrow. The large worm that's chasing after Minnis begins to move another 60 feet down the bloody staircase as it begins to slither. You hear from your side on initiative 10, you hear movement in the deep, deep darkness way ahead of you as slight tremors begin to rumble the dungeon as you move to initiative 24. Minnis.
All right. We're going to keep moving here. So I make it 70 feet forward, and I'm going to shout to Sid, Sid, we really need to go. We got to get back. And dash.
Just looking in comparison to where you are and where they are, woo, baby, you gotta.
Before I move my last 15 feet, you want to tell me what's in this room?
You go into a larger room, and there are these 4 bone columns from floor to ceiling, and all these blood vines going in and out between all the cracks. And there are small worms scattered throughout the floor, like the ones in the stairwell. You notice that there are 3 paths you can take. One of them is closed off. You have a path to the north. You see another path heading back to the east. Another hallway that looks like it heads back in the direction where you came from. And then to the south, you see this large, green, ominous door that has this face etched into it. It's carved in, and it looks like this wide tooth, sharp grin with multiple eyes. It looks like there's staples engraved into the green door, and it looks like it's drooling in the art. And it smells absolutely horrific from the door. You feel like it's breathing onto you, yet it remains motionless.
Oh, there's that smell, Sid. Gotta keep our composure here. We gotta get back, okay? And I'm gonna bonus action hide, I guess, just in case something comes by, but there's nothing else I can do, so.
You bonus action hide as you move to initiative 21, which is Chug. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. On success, the spell ends. Cool.
Yep.
Its turn immediately ends as it's held as it tries to make another wisdom saving throw. Pew. A 16?
Fail.
Nope. Fail. It's gotta be 19.
I smelled your fear before you arrived.
It can't talk.
You see its worm-like tongue tries to escape its mouth as it begins to spit and splather all over you, Drell.
Oh my god. Please stop.
Please. As we move to initiative 18, Armos, as you are face to face with these 3 large worms, chubby and wide, blocking your line of sight down the hall.
I am gonna go invisible.
Okay, you go invisible.
And I'm gonna just keep concentrating on holding Chug.
As you begin to concentrate and hold Chug.
You could do some damage, man, please.
As we move to initiative 13, which is Drell.
Well, where do I start?
I think we should start by telling him what paralyzed means.
Yes. Okay, so attack rolls against the creature, you have advantage. Any attack that hits a creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
Ayo.
So swing for the damn fences.
All right. Well, then I walk up to him and I hit him with my axe 3 times. So I get 3 critical. Yeah. And you know what? I'm actually going to bonus action first. So first I'm going to bonus action change from my AC to my damage.
Nice.
So that gains 3 more damage. So let me calculate this.
There's a +3 axe.
I'm actually, wow, this is the first time I've had to pull up multiple calculators. Oh, 3, roll that.
Minnis, you having fun down there?
A blast, actually. This is the most fun option I could have chosen. I was like, this is not an optimal option, but it's the fun storytelling option.
It's the Minnis approach.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I went ahead and I rolled all the damage. It is 149 damage.
You deal 149 damage as you slash into this thing. As it stares at you, eyes widen, and through its paralyzation, it smiles at you. Roll me 3 Constitution saving throws that each axe slash that you deal to it bleeds out worms splashing onto your body.
Okay. What's the DC?
Wait, the worms are paralyzed. They can't. I'm kidding.
The DC is 18.
Okay, I got this. No whammies. First one, 28. Second one, 23. Third one, 29.
As you attack violently, none of these worms make it inside your body.
It's because my mask,
Yeah, it's your mask.
my helmet,
It's
my
covering it.
helmet's just blocking all the worms.
Oh my god, I forgot you have that helmet on.
It's like a windshield. Okay. So I think that is gonna be my turn.
As we move to initiative 10, which are the worms, as you see it smiling at you as it slashes through the pain, and then it tries to talk to you, but it's like it can't speak. But you just see its smile getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it begins to tear as these worms drool out of its jowls and its Chelsea smile. The worms behind you are going to attack.
Oh god.
One begins to bite. 27 to hit.
Reaction. So my AC's back down to a 23. So not good. That's gonna hit.
It's gonna hit. A second bite is gonna go against you, which is a 27 to hit, and the third one is gonna try to grapple you with its mouth.
Excuse me. What?
Roll me a contested strength check. The DC is 29.
God. Okay.
Contested or it has a DC?
It's contested, so he rolled a 29.
Is this a
Yeah.
strength
Sorry.
saving throw?
It is a contested strength check.
come on, man. I never get to roll strength saving throws. I feel like. All right. I'm gonna use a luck point.
As you rolled a 21.
As I rolled a 21.
But anyway, that's stuck in my head. I was like, edited
I don't know
that.
if the dice are going to be in Drell's favor on this one.
Fuck you, Dan.
We'll see.
Why do you say that right before I roll, man?
I just got a feeling.
Well, yeah, not with your negative attitude. I'm gonna use this is a it's not.
I mean, I believe in you. I believe in you, Drell.
So,
This is not a saving throw, right?
no.
Damn it.
So, from the first 2 bites, you take 40 points of piercing damage. That's going to be halved.
Yep.
20. And you are now grappled as the third one bit you in its mouth.
Ow.
Your torso is inside of the worm as your legs are kicking up. And then it's going to use its movement. It thing is very slow, but it moves 15 feet back as it tries to
like
drag
it's pulling
you
me away.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pulling you away from Chog. And you see like the slow worms walk with it.
Armos, I could use a little help.
As we move to initiative 24 minutes.
Gotta keep going. Make note of that green door for later, Sid.
You have that green door. You have a path that heads east with more of these blood vines growing on the floor. And then you have north.
It's 50-50 shot, which one's faster or even gets there. I guess I'll go east because I see a corridor that might go north. And I don't see any corridors that go more north in the farthest. Yeah, I'm going to go east. I'm going to go east 70 feet.
As you go down this other hallway through these blood-like vines, you actually pass over the corpse of a demon entangled in these vines as you see that the blood is completely sucked out from the corpse as its limbs are detached but stuck within these vines as you step over them. And you feel that the vines are trying to grab you very slowly. You even see another corpse right there of a demon. And as you travel eastward, you see that it continues east and there's another path going north.
Yeah, I'm taking that one. I make it north and then I go east and I see another worm.
As you head north, the hallway bends eastward as you see this another worm charging towards you. On its turn, it will charge towards you. It was not holding this attack.
Bonus action, go invisible. And maybe it won't see me.
You go bonus action, you go invisible as you move to initiative 21, which is Chog, which it does nothing on its turn because it's still held, and it will try to break out of it with his willpower as he makes a wisdom saving throw.
What'd you get, a 2?
My brother and worm. I gotta roll the 10. This is insane. As we move to initiative 18, Armos, you have the 3 worms in front of you.
I fully expected this not to work, and I was ready for already a backup plan, but I can't believe that this is working when so many other things happen. Okay. All 3 of the worms are gonna get some and get hit back 10 feet, except for one worm's gonna get hit twice.
Oh.
So since they're a group, they don't have shared health. They each have individual health.
Yes.
Cool. 26 to hit, 21 to hit, 2 to hit.
It's
Nat 1.
misses.
Okay, so each one of them gets some damage. Cool how that worked out,
Nice.
huh? 12 damage to one of them, 11 damage to another, 7 damage to the other. And then all get knocked back 10 feet. They all lose 10 movement, 10 feet of movement.
And so we move to Drell as you are restrained.
Oh God. Okay, here we go.
As one is like just swallowing you.
So what are my options?
You can try to muscle your way out.
Well, I guess like restrained. Like, am I completely like
Your
I can't?
speed is 0. You have attack rolls against you or made with advantage, and you have disadvantage on attack rolls, and you have disadvantage on saving throws, dexterity saving throws.
Oof. Okay. I would like to try to first try to get out of the situation I'm currently in.
Okay, we're gonna make a contested strength check. Oh, actually, yep. This one's actually a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Wow.
DC 19.
Funny how that works.
Oh, you're also blinded, but I don't think that matters.
Okay, I need to use my last indomitable because I rolled a 2.
2, boo.
All right, I am now going to use my last luck point. I I rolled a 2 and a 4, and I literally have plus 11. So
Did you just ask for strength saving throws like 2 turns ago?
yeah, but I didn't roll a 2 and a 4 last time.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
8 or higher. You got this.
That's 5. So 2, a 4, and a 5. So I got a 16.
Yeah, we're really bringing down the average this episode.
Yeah.
This session's bringing down the average. Yeah, you are restrained. That is your action. You are still stuck.
All right. Can I use a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna consume a potion of superior healing.
Sure, you absolutely
Walk
can.
in, throw it around.
You try to drink it upside.
God.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Okay.
Boom. You uncork this potion.
So funny.
How much health do you get back?
I got back 48 HP.
Nice. Well, the good news is you're still raging.
Yeah.
The bad news is now it's the worm's turn, and you immediately take this damage on the start of its turn. You're going to take 16 points of acid damage.
Of course I am.
As you are still grappled, and it begins to just stays in place. You do have half cover, by the way, if you want to know,
Oh, that's good.
because only your legs are sticking out. And then you hear some more rumbling minutes in the distance as the worm that was following you down the staircase. And you hear the worm flesh squeeze and echo in the distance. And you hear more demonic scowls. And you hear the sharpening of blades in the distance. And then you see this massive worm charging towards you. This one is not as fast. This one moves.
Does it see me? Because I went invisible.
It does see you.
Okay, so I can feel it looking at me.
Yeah. Well, one, when you came into the hallway, it was looking right at you. And when you turned invisible, it continued to look in your direction. As it moves forward, it begins to slide ahead. It looks like it's moving somewhat cautiously towards you. As you see the giant maw click its teeth as it's heading in your direction. As you see the back of it begin to coil up, taking up the whole hallway. The other group of worms is going to stay put in front of where Armos is because it saw it, and then it didn't. Because are you still invisible?
No, because I casted my Eldritch Blast.
So as you cast your Eldritch Blast,
hit me.
it moves 5 feet forward because it lost 10 feet of movement. As we move to initiative 24, Minnis.
Oh, there's no room to squeeze around this guy.
No. Maddening, isn't it?
Yes. I'm gonna use a bonus action spell. I'm just facing it at this point. Like, it's pointless to run around and try and get back in a position if this worm's gonna follow me anyways. So I'm gonna use a bonus action like, Sis, assemble! And you see that I turn into this giant guardian of nature again, but this time you see that he turns into a giant rock form of himself. All right, worm. As all the Sids like, kind of like an Avatar.
Yeah.
when they put the rock armor on, and he gets a little bigger, and he goes, "Let's do this." And I'm just gonna start attacking this guy. So what that does is I get increased movement speed. I get dark vision of a range of 120 feet now. I make strength-based attack rolls with advantage, and my melee weapon attacks deal an extra 1d6 force damage on hit.
Ooh, roll a hit.
So I'm gonna hit twice with my Fell Ogburn. Fell Ogburn Flail. That's what it is.
Yes.
That's going to be a 24 to hit
Hits.
and another 22 to hit.
Reaction, it worms.
It worms.
It worms. Wormingly.
I have to use a bonus action on prior turns to use that fire damage, right? From the flail.
Yes, it does work like a flame tongue. Yes.
Gotcha. Thank you. So those two hit, though, just normally, as it's going to take. So that's 25 points of bludgeoning damage plus 6 points of force damage. And then I'm going to use my SIDS to shift me a little bit and incorporate with me so that I have half cover or partial cover. That'll be my turn.
Flail onto this worm with the 2 attacks. And you see that as you give this, as you hit with the 2 attacks, your force is moving the worm as it begins to like slither back a little bit in pain as it's reacting viscerally to your attacks. As we move to initiative 21, which is Chog, as his turn immediately ends, because you're still concentrating, and he is going to make a saving throw. Will this be the one? A natural 1.
Wow.
Are you serious right now?
That's unbelievable.
Are you serious?
Used all your good rolls on the worms.
Yeah, you should probably just stop doing that then.
Chog sits there in all of his flabby glory as worms continue to spill out from Drell's grievous wounds. And you see he's trying to murmur to himself as the spell is going through its duration, but I believe there's 5 more turns left on this hold creature as you go through 5 turns. And then we go to Armos on initiative 18.
I cannot help Drell until I can see him. And with these guys blocking my vision, I can't do anything about it.
You could kill him.
That's what I'm trying to do. I've been Eldritch blasting this thing. I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do again. I gotta keep concentrating, or else things are gonna get worse.
Wall of worms.
So yeah, I'm gonna Eldritch blast the worms in front of me again and see what happens. So 20 to hit, nat 20, 32, a nat 1.
Misses.
So
Each one again a piece of the pie.
Each one. We're gonna say the middle one takes the crit, so that's 11 damage for the first one, and then this is 7 damage. So 14 damage to the middle one, and 14 damage to the other one. They each get hit back 10 feet, and they both lose 10 movements.
You're just keeping him in place.
It's kind of like the only thing I could do right now. I'm gonna stay still. I'm gonna keep concentrating on my skill.
As we move to initiative 13, Drell.
Oh, God. Okay. I would like to spend my turn to
This is the time.
try to get
This is
out.
the moment.
Is this Drell's demise? Getting swallowed by a trash mouse?
Honestly, it's probably gonna be.
That'd be very rough.
Dear baby Jesus.
7 or higher. 8 or higher. Oh my God.
That's without the pluses, right?
I rolled a 13.
You fail.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna bonus action drink another potion of superior.
Well, how many more do you have, dude?
After this one, so I have 3 greater heal. You know, actually, I'm not gonna tell you how many I've got left. Don't worry about it.
All right.
It's so painful because if Drell wasn't in the middle and also in danger, I could blow up this entire room and that guy included.
Yeah.
But since Drell's in the middle and I
I'm
can't
not in the
see
middle.
him,
I'm literally on the other side of 2 trash mobs.
I know I'm trying to bust through him, but I gotta keep concentrating on this gluttonous guy so that he doesn't start swinging at you also. Minnis!
As he moved,
Get your ass over here!
Yeah.
You hear groaning in the distance.
you do not hear Armos's cry as tortured screams echo through the wails of Armos's
Thaumaturgy,
being.
and he's gonna hear me.
As we begin the worm's turn, immediately you take Drell.
Hold on, let me heal first, man. Fuck. All right, how much damage do I take?
14 points of acid damage. And then the worm in front of Armos is going to move forward 5 feet because it keeps getting all of its 15 feet of movement. It keeps 10 away. Then we're going to move to the giant worm in front of Minnis as it begins to bite and sting. First attack is going to be a 22.
Stupid worm. Ow.
Its second attack is going to be a 22. Another 22.
Oh.
Wow, that's cool. You're going to take, wow. I rolled 4 22s. You take 22 points of piercing damage and another 22 points of piercing damage
Jeez.
from the 2 bites. That is.
Ow.
Just press 2 for a while. Oh, I want to take a picture of that.
I'm gonna use a reaction though, and I'm going to use my swarm dispersal. And as it hits me with the second attack, I'm gonna teleport behind it.
Yes! Minnis, can you hear me now? As my shouts are echoing the hallway.
Not hear Armos' shouts. You hear the shouts and cries and wails of tortured beings.
Oh my goodness, I needed. That's kind of why I went up to it. I was like, it's gonna be better if I do this than the. All right, and I vanish, and then I on the other side, and I negate that. I'm resistant to that damage.
On the other side of the worm, after you teleport, you see that there's this circular room to your south, small, with a large tunnel burrowed down into the floor, very narrow. You immediately get the sense that this is how the giant worms are traveling so quickly. You also see another path that goes to your east, and it looks like it bends southward. You also see another path that extends forward, extends northward. That also looks like it extends to the west and to the east. As we move to initiative 24. Yes. As you hear more tremors in the distance of a worm moving.
Moving away from this worm, taking the opportunity attack for sure.
You see its tail tries to stab you with a 16 to miss.
Yes.
That was lucky. Minnis?
I was very lucky.
That was lucky.
I believe it.
As you head northward, you see another pass going west, and to your east, you see these bloody dungeon chambers with all these bodies hanging from the ceiling, wrapped in silk and worm.
I'm gonna move 90 feet forward, and then I finally make it to see this guy.
You see Chog paralyzed as he's murmuring with a Chelsea smile, with worms dripping out of his mouth onto the floor.
Don't worry, guys. I'm back.
As I use my dash action and then a bonus action for my charger feat to immediately crit and hit this guy.
How much damage are you doing?
As it takes 16 points of damage, and my SIDS 21 points of damage since I used my charger feat.
Yep. Are you gonna make me a Constitution
Plus
saving
8,
throw?
29 total. 29 total points.
And you're gonna make me a Constitution saving throw as a burst of worms explode from his loose belly as it rips easily as you're attacking
15.
through. You fail as a worm crawls inside your branches, deep inside your body, and you see that it smiles more as it feels a part of itself in you, and you hear his voice in your mind as it speaks to you.
Life be broken, mind be splintered, truth be revealed. Guys, I got wormed.
Oh my god. I'm literally about to die, and that's the grossest thing I've heard.
Guys, I got worms. I think we need to take him to the vet after. He wouldn't know that. Got worms. We move to Chog's turn as his turn skips once again, and we're gonna go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw. Dirty 20. Finally.
Just barely.
Finally.
Just barely.
Just barely.
You see as he begins to loosen up, all loose. Minnis, you see that all his skin is sagging. You see that worms are constantly spilling out. His face is lopsided as he's no longer being held by Armos' magic. He looks very, very bloodied, but he just looks at you with a smile as he turns around. That is the end of his turn, but you see that he has regained full mobility as we move to initiative 18. Minnis, 18, Armos, as you feel that your concentration is now broken.
All right. So I don't know Minnis is over there, right?
You do not.
You heard someone yell, "I'm back."
Did I hear it?
You did not. You heard the wails and screams of tortured people.
All right, Drell heard me.
Yeah.
I heard you, Minnis. What's up?
Hey.
Feeling his concentration being broken, he's and not able to see Minnis or Drell behind this set of worms. He's gonna kind of go swing for the fences, and he's gonna cast ability. I don't think I've casted it before, but it's called Circle of Death. So unfortunately, everything in 60 feet, which is gonna be just shy of Minnis, has to do a Constitution saving throw of a DC 19.
Oh, this is how I die.
You sure this is the move?
Armos at this point is just worried about Drell, and he has all he has is AoE, or he has to fight the dang things in
I
front
mean,
of him.
as long as you don't kill him outright, I'll get him.
Drell in Constitution is what I'm thinking he's good at. So
If he passes, he takes half.
takes 8d6 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
The dice tell the story. I am its humble narrator.
So do the players when they hurt Drell.
The worms fail.
Okay.
Chog rolled a 19.
Armos has to do one as well. He's put himself on the line. Yeah, he'll take it. He doesn't care. So I take half the damage. And then Drell, Constitution saving throw.
28.
You see Minnis, as Armos casts this spell, sudden darkness poofs from the center of the dungeon room in front of you. And as darkness completely blackens the room, the worms get a compass behind him, and Chog in front of you smiles loosely as the circle of death just enshrouds him. And then the spell goes away, and you see, although Chog is still standing, he is hanging on by a thread, smiling at you as you see the worms drip from his face as all the worms that have been knocked out of his body begin to crawl to you. Since he suffered an attack, I'm going to have you make another Constitution saving throw as an eruption of worms spew over you.
Constitution, that's 14.
You fail as more of these worms begin to make their way inside your body. And that is where we're going to end this week's session.
Oh, God.
Woo!
We're in dire straits right now.
Yeah, this is great. I'm having so much fun. Even though my little mini boss can't do anything.
It is congested.
Yeah.
It's very congested. I think you found Armos's weak spot for sure. Like
worms.
Rooms? Huge packs of dudes? Oh, chef's kiss. I'm gonna have a great time. Narrow hallways with big blocking bodies that I can't see past, and I can't not fun.
So much fun. I'm loving it. Even though my guy can't do anything, and Drell has been being eaten for the last half session.
Hey, sup, guys? Just hanging around.
He's still up.
Me and Alec are going through right now. We're both rolling low. We can't get out.
God, dude, I rolled so bad.
Oh, man.
There's no bueno.
We'll talk about more on the after show, but this is getting dicey. I told you, I'm making you guys work for it.
Yeah.
I'm making you guys work for it.
Oh, yeah.
Getting spicy on Cinco de Mayo? Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Well, it's just for us, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
We're recording on Cinco de Mayo.
We're a couple of marges in. I'm a couple of marges in.
Technically, Dan, it's not even for us, man.
Oh, actually, I'm past Cinco de Mayo now.
Oh, well, I'm not.
Yep.
It's Cinco de Mayo somewhere as I pour another margarita.
Hell yeah.
It's September somewhere.
It's Ciese de Mayo. Any recommendations?
Yeah, give me a recommendation.
I do not.
I got something if no one else has something.
Take it away, Alec.
Go for it.
Take it away.
Okay, so honestly, it's an old show. It was on TV, but I watched The Penguin, right? And The Penguin was super good. And I'm like, you know what else is on here? And I was looking, and Gotham is also on Max. So I started watching Gotham. It's not that bad. It's not great, but it's kind of like a crime show. You know, your standard crime show, how like every episode they have crime, but it's like infused with the Batman lore and like the Batman subplot of like Bruce Wayne and, you know, as a kid and stuff like that. It's actually pretty good. So
I've heard good things.
I think it used to be on like the CW or whatever, but now it's on Max, I want to say. Yeah. So
The Max.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I remember watching the first season. I liked it. Thought it was good.
Yeah, it's like kind of cool because then like you see like without like spoiling it, there's like a bunch of characters from like Batman comics, like villains and stuff who are also growing up in Gotham. You know, you kind of see them like I don't want to bring up too much of it just in case someone decides to watch it, but there's a few villains that are also, and you know, other good guys that maybe turn villains and stuff, and yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go on to our Patreon shout outs. Why does everybody give their best wormy goodbye?
See you later.
Hey everyone, it's Tony and a fun fact about May is that it's my birthday. What's a better way for a dungeon master to celebrate than to have a D&D party with all our patrons? That's right. The night was a lot of fun, and let's recap some of our best moments. Starting with the Shadow Smugglers, their gifts and birthday cards were absolute top tier, albeit somewhat mildly offensive, but let's go ahead and get into some of those. Starting first up is Benjamin Hayes with a beautiful card saying congrats on leveling up, and inside it says you've gained +1 wisdom, +1 charisma, and let's be honest, no dexterity. All right, but hey, at least you still roll better than your actual coordination. Oh, wonderful. And it came gifted with this custom miniature of themselves. Okay. And next up is Annie with a beautiful card saying you survived another year. Sure, you didn't thrive. You kind of stumbled with bad rolls, questionable decisions, and an inventory full of useless junk. But hey, survival counts. Congrats. Thanks, Annie. And with your wonderful gift of a massive bag of D12s, the most underused die in D&D. But then we got a strong gift from Julius Kendrick with a birthday card shaped like a mace, saying, you're like a legendary artifact. Rare, powerful, and honestly, a little outdated, slightly cursed, and probably way too complicated for anyone to actually use. Happy birthday, you magnificent mess! Oh, and it came with a giant life-size cardboard cutout of their character. Oh, this is beautiful, Julius. Thank you. And our last Shadow Smuggler, Reese, with a beautiful card saying, roll for birthday success. Hey, even on a natural 1, you're still the best at one thing, turning critical failures into unforgettable stories. So congrats, I guess. Oh, and it came with a birthday sash saying Dungeon Master of my own life. Wow. And next up, we have the Bloodshard Bandits, who brought the entertainment to the party. Without them, I don't think it would have been as good as it was. And first up, we have Morgan Oldfield. I gotta say, your rendition of 500 miles on the karaoke box was amazing. I love the way you changed the phrase, I would walk 500 miles to, I would roll 500 natural ones and it was beautiful. And then Artemis, the balloon animals you made and all the balloon dice, they were awesome. And the balloon beholder you made was amazing until it popped and then it, flew around the room for 20 minutes. But that's okay, it made a funny sound. And Craig Dawnbringer, your fire show was to die for. The way you handled that chain and blade was underworldly. But please, leave your dog Ignis at home. He pooped on the rug. And Knockmock, the rogue scavenger hunt you set up was very, very fun and exciting, but please, you put back my AA batteries. I need those to use my TV. Thank you. Philip Buxton, the records you span on the DJ table were straight bumping. I love the way you rolled with it. D&D humor. Shade Greyfire, your Revenger impersonation was impeccable, but can you please return my lampshade? They're not helmets. Really appreciate it. Brandy Woodburner, I want to thank you for bringing your lovely family wine. It was very delicious. But next time, could you use a glass and not the fishbowl? Xanathar trusts me to watch his fish, and he's going to be real mad when he finds out he drinks some wine. And Sly, the murder mystery game you ran was a huge hit, but the person who was murdered is still in character and hasn't left my house. Sly, if you could, please tell him the game is over. He's starting to smell a little bit. And now we're going to move on to the Sidgwick College alumni, where the games were just as good as the snacks they brought. David LaChance, thank you for bringing the chips and guac in the custom-made bowls that also doubled up as dice trays. Casey, the gelatinous jello was outstanding, but now I'm starting to realize that I don't think the dice you put in there were edible. But Patrick Wennerstrom, the flurry of blows punch was an absolute knockdown. Robert Crisp, the dwarf bread pudding was very delicious and moist. Saint Chaos, I absolutely love the giant D8 soft serve pretzels with cockatrice cheese. Geo coming through with the giant barrel veil. Yeah, I know it was a keg of Bud Heavy, but the barrel veil sounds way cool. and Aris Incendus. The piping hot tamales were hotter than the 9 hells themselves. I'm gonna be feeling it for the next week. Thank you. And now we gotta talk about the troublemakers of the party, Humbraya's heroes. Bjorn, Charcoal Darts, and Kezis, you owe me a new TV. No, the YouTube video static image of a dartboard doesn't mean you can use it as one. Man with Glass, John Carroll, and Johnny Tar. How was the cake? I wouldn't know, since the 3 of you stole it and ate it. Good thing I had a backup. Jonathan Prieto, Rip Corden, and Taslin. Listen, I said I know you can look and hold at my summoned steed scroll, but I didn't think you were actually going to use it and take my giant crocodile mount for a joyride. I need him back. He gets a scare when I'm not there. Heart, Iskra Storm, and Drown. Please, 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 please bring back my couch cushions. My mom is going to be real upset when she comes home and sees them gone. And that's all for this month's shoutouts. And thank you again for your love and support. And if you want to know how to join the party, head on over to our Patreon or look up DND404.com. Links down below. See ya.